everyone, quick video today. Been asked to do an H1 flight controller setup video. So on my ALZRC X360 I have a H1 flight controller on the back, and I use my Eachine TX16S as my transmitter.
Welcome to OpenTX. Engine off.
You can see I'm set up for that. I've already done a video with all my OpenTX settings for this. So all I'm going to do is just show briefly my settings in H1 helicopter software. I'm not going to do all the initial setup. John Salt's done a really good video on that, so I'll link to that in the description, and that should cover off the main setup. What I'll just do is plug this in and show my settings for the H1 software, not the original initial setup, just how I've got all my settings done. So we'll move over to the PC. Okay, I have my H1 LE software installed. The X360 is plugged in on the USB-C port. I always set mine to run as administrator, so that when it starts up you get the administrator prompt that makes sure you've got full rights to save all your connections. I would advise doing that. If you right click, move this out, if you right click on your shortcut on your desktop and select properties and then advanced, you'll see you can tick the box to run as administrator. That way it will always run as administrator when you come to use it and you won't forget to do it. So just a tip, hopefully that will help. So it's picking it up on COM port 4 here. So we connect. It should read all the information off the flight recorder. And then here you can see the settings I've currently got on mine. The radio is connected. So you can see as I move my sticks forwards and backwards, left and right, and collective off the throttle. So you see all that for the main controls. And during the setup, I've set my various switches up to cover off the 3D mode, the motor lock, and the auto flight modes for circle and figure of 8, and also the invert. And I've set invert to professional at the moment, which means when you invert, all the controls stay as they are. They don't make it easy by inverting the controls, so you do have to think about how you're flying that. Tail gain I've got set to 51%. Throttle control I've got set to 88%. Again, this is stuff you can play with and test out. If you look at some of my
3D pitch active
switches, I've got my SA. Takes me from 3D
GPS mode
to GPS
return to launch
to return home. So that's all on
GPS
SA.
mode.
So the safety lock on OpenTX is SA to be in the centre.
Rudder medium,
I've also got rates set
rudder medium, rudder high.
for rudder, as in tail.
Was it
My
meant to do that?
invert is up here on SG.
Oh, I like that one. Do it again. Was it meant to do that?
Okay, so all the way forward puts it in invert.
Oh, I like that one. Do it again.
All the way back puts it back to normal.
Circle mode.
SD I've got for circle,
Mode 8.
and mode 8.
Circle mode. Normal.
And then
Aileron medium. Aileron
SC,
low.
I've
Aileron
got
medium.
two of my aileron
high.
setups.
Elevator medium. Elevator low. Elevator medium. Elevator high.
So you see I can adjust all the rates on effectively elevator aileron. My engine kill switch
Engine on.
is on the back.
Engine off.
What else do I have?
Aileron medium. Aileron high. Circle mode. Normal.
I think that's it, isn't it? So we've got circle mode, we've
Normal.
got GPS, we've got all our rates, got the engine kill switch. So that's your radio setup. As I say, tail gain at 51%, throttle at 88%. If you look at the other tabs, main rotor here, this bit you'll have set up when you do all the main setup, and again I recommend following John Salt's video for that. This, make sure you set all your pitches correctly and your maximum minimums. Now what I have noticed is that to set your maximum minimum pitch, you need to actually put it
Pitch active.
into 3D mode, otherwise you don't get the full travel. So put it in 3D pitch mode, and then you'll get the full plus minus 12% for your maximum pitch travel.
GPS mode.
Parameters, at the moment I've got it in standard flight. At the top I've got a swash gain of 24%, swash exponential of 39, a swash rate of 45, agility at 50, tail rate at 50, tail pitch pre-comp is 0, GPS stabilisation at 39, braking force at 55, and a max flight speed at 3 meters per second. Again, any of these you can change if you want to. So you can change any of this stuff should you wish to. This bit down the bottom that says restore default, don't do that. It basically wipes your controller. It doesn't reset these, it wipes your controller. So you'll have to start again from scratch with your entire setup. Sensor section, this is where you do your calibrations. So again, nice long USB lead, take it outside, make sure you do all the calibrations. And here you get your H-stop. I've also got low battery protection on, and right now at 3.6. So I've got my battery connector connected. It says not detected at the moment because I'm only plugged in on USB. If the battery was plugged in, you'd see a voltage here, and the voltage down the bottom is per cell, not overall voltage. So when it's calculated that it's got a 6S and it's dropped down to 3.6 per cell, with a low protection on it, will do a return home automatically. You need it low because if you're doing anything quite active and you have a dip in your voltage, it's gonna pull you home in the middle of doing stuff. I think that's pretty much it. So hopefully you can see all my screens. You can pause and rewind and go through to see everything I've got. All these parts you will have set up yourself following your initial configuration, and as I say, I would follow John Salt's for that. It's slightly different. I mean, I'm on 179, it's updated since then, so I'll download the latest version of this. But I think most of my main settings are actually here and listed, so you know what's what, and you can see that everything moves as the sticks move. And you can see what my switches do. So I combine this with my OpenTX video, and it should be everything that you need to set yourself up. You've got a joystick calibration button down here is also do that when you're setting it all up to make sure everything's calibrated, but that's really early on in the setup. If when you do invert,
Circle mode. Normal.
which one?
Was it meant to do that? Oh, I like that one. Do it again.
If when you go invert you don't want all your stuff to reverse and get you confused, put it into easy mode. That way when you go upside down, it'll be, you just have to imagine it's the right way up. Forget that it's upside down and fly it normally. So increase the throttle or increase the pitch and take you up even though it's upside down. Whereas invert, normally you'll have to bring the throttle or the collective down to go up. So in professional, this gets reversed. In easy, it doesn't. So if you're high up and you invert, you'll have to invert your throttle. So if you want it easy, just change that to easy, just the click. It saves it. There's no saving stuff here. When you disconnect, that new value will be saved. And then next time, if your throttle's up, you flick
Was it meant to do that?
invert, it'll go inverted, but it'll stay with the same throttle amount up.
Oh, I like that one. Do it again.
Okay, so that's about it really. There's not that much to it. Get up on the latest version of the software. Don't hit the reset because you'll wipe it. I've gone through this a few times doing various bits and testing. But it'll wipe it all out. So. Okay, so there you go. Hope that's been of some use. I'll put the link to John Salt's video down the bottom. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.